guys, welcome back to my channel. So as I told in my previous video, I have to explain the working principle of vapor compression cycle. So you can see this is the package air conditioning unit, and in my previous tutorials I have explained already the different component, what are the different component of this package unit, and what are the different component of its circuit vapor compression cycle. So in this tutorials I will explain you guys what are the working principle of this circuit, and what are the working principle of vapor compression cycle. So how it works inside this machine. Actually these are the components are available inside this machine. So how this refrigerant is passing, how it working. So in this tutorials I will explain the same. So please keep my full tutorials so you will learn the basic concept of vapor compression cycle. And this is the vapor compression. The whole air conditioning is based on the vapor compression cycle only. So in this tutorials I will explain you this how it working, and what are the different components of vapor compression cycles. I already explained in my previous video, so please keep that video as well, so you will learn the basic concept and you will learn the what are the component of vapor compression cycle. So this machine is for the real time project. So in this you cannot find the real time project machine in the institute. So this is very informative for you guys. So how it works. So you can see this is the compressor. Okay, so this is the main component of this vapor compression cycle. That's why this cycle is called vapor compressor, because the vapor is going to be compressed inside this compressor. So this we have to charge the vapor in this line. The vapor is nothing but the refrigerant gas. We have to charge. So this refrigerant is compressed in this compressor, inside this compressor. Okay, so due to this compression, the temperature and pressure of this refrigerant is increasing. Okay, and this high temperature and high temperature vapor refrigerant, high pressure and high temperature vapor refrigerant will pass through this discharge line from this side. Okay, high pressure and high temperature vapor refrigerant is passing through this line, discharge line, and enter inside this okay. So high temperature and high pressure, this vapor refrigerant is passing going from this line to and enter to this condenser coil. Okay, so this is the condenser coil. It will enter here. Okay, and it will change its phase inside this condenser coil. Okay, because of once this refrigerant high pressure and high temperature refrigerant is enter inside this condenser coil, this fan will start running, and due to this fan is running, it will take air from outside. Okay, so it will suck the air from this side. Okay, and pass through this condenser coil. So because of this outside temperature is This outside temperature is lower than this temperature of this refrigerant. So it will cool and it will change its phase from vapor to liquid, but pressure is still high. So this liquid high pressure high temperature liquid refrigerant is now start passing through this line. Okay, it will pass through this line. At this stage also this refrigerant is in high pressure and temperature is also high, but the phase of this refrigerant has been changed from vapor to liquid. Okay, so it will pass through this filter dryer and it will release its moisture here in this filter dryer. Okay, so this is the filter dryer. Filter dryer is used to release the moisture from this refrigerant. Okay, so it is passing through this filter dryer, passing through this suction line. Okay, and then this refrigerant is enter in this expansion valve. So what are the main principle of this expansion valve is, you can see this is this sensing valve. There is this is called sensing valve. Okay, so this sensing valve is connected through this capillary tube through to this expansion valve. So it will sense, this sensing valve is installed on this discharge line of this evaporator coil. So it will sense the temperature of this refrigerant which is passing through this pipe, so discharge pipe. It will sense and send the signal to this expansion valve. Accordingly, this expansion valve will allow the refrigerant to pass inside this evaporator coil. For example, if the temperature of the refrigerant is high, that means the demand is more. Okay, that means the load inside the room or the return temperature is high. That means there is more the flow of refrigerant is required more. Okay, if the temperature of this refrigerant is less or low, that means the requirement of refrigerant is less. Accordingly, this expansion valve will work. Okay, so this sensing valve is always giving the signal to this expansion valve. So here the low pressure and low temperature liquid refrigerant is passing from this condenser coil to this evaporator. So before this it will enter here in this expansion valve. Okay, in this expansion valve what will happen, this refrigerant will decrease its temperature as well as pressure, because in the expansion valve it will expand. Because of expansion it will release its temperature. So it will release its temperature. So here the refrigerant is in low pressure and low temperature condition. Okay, and this low pressure liquid refrigerant will enter inside this evaporator coil. So because of this return air from the room, it will again change its phase. Okay, so it will convert from the liquid to vapor again. This vapor low temperature and low pressure vapor refrigerant will again pass from the discharge line of this evaporator coil, and it will enter from this discharge line, it will enter to this compressor. Okay, This is the discharge line, or we can say suction line. So from this through this suction line, it will enter to this compressor. Okay, so here in this suction line, the refrigerant is in vapor phase, but the temperature and pressure is low. Okay, so again always this refrigerant enter in this compressor is in vapor condition. It should be in vapor condition, because if this liquid will enter in this compressor will damage. Okay, so before entering this this refrigerant to the compressor, it should be converted to this vapor condition. Okay, so vapor phase. In this again, once it will enter inside this compressor, again it will compress by the compressor, and again due to this compression, the temperature and pressure of the refrigerant will increase again, and because of this high pressure, it will pass through this discharge line and enter to this condenser coil. Okay, again here it will change its phase, and again this cycle is continue. So this is how this it's working. Okay, so how this vapor compression cycle is working. So this cycle is continue running, and this is the process of vapor compression cycle. So I think you guys learn something from this video. I think you guys learn how it's working, and there are also different component, different parts, different small parts, other parts as well. So let me explain you the brief for these parts as well. So this is the fan cycling switch. Okay, this is called fan cycling switch. Generally this fan cycling switch is connected to this condenser fan. So you can see this is the condenser fan, and this is called service port. Okay, so these two are the called service port. It is used for this service. Okay, and this is pressure relief valve. Okay, so this is pressure. If there is more pressure, it will relieve from here. Okay, and this is called ball valve. Okay, so this ball valve is used just to isolate this filter dryer. So this is the filter dryer. Okay, and this is again service port in the discharge line. Okay, so these are the main component, and this is the side glass used to see the flow of refrigerant. So I think you guys learned the basic concept of vapor compression cycle and its working principle. So thank you for watching my video. Thank you. Bye bye.